And welcome back to the Night Shift Show here on the Blog Talk Radio Network. And we're talking about a lot of stuff here tonight. And thank you, everybody who's listening to us live. Maybe like one or two people, right, Kat? But we really appreciate people listening to the show here tonight.
Thank you, Los Cachos.
There you go. And seriously, I want to thank everybody because our downloads have been pretty good for this show here last few weeks. When I do have a Saturday night show, when I'm not a slacker, but thanks everybody for listening at your leisure. We're on iTunes and also here on Blog Talk Radio. You can download and listen and delete. So just download. I don't care if you delete, just download. Download.
If you're listening on your leisure time, thank you. I do want to thank you for that because that makes me feel good.
That's right. Yeah, people took the time to download it, so thank you. So let's talk about this Jeremy Lin. So people don't know because a lot of people don't care about sports or follow sports. This is a big, huge sports story. Over the past probably 2 or 3 weeks. So Jeremy Lin, he plays for the NBA New York Knicks. So obviously a big media market. So that's part of the reason why he's gotten a lot of attention. If he was playing in Cleveland, Ohio, he'd probably get zero attention. But he's a guy, he actually went to Harvard. He went to Harvard for college. He was on the basketball team there. He was not drafted after college and winded his way around the NBA, 3 or 4 teams, and ended up in New York. And one of the big stars there got injured, and he started there and helped the Knicks win 7 games in a row. And for the first couple of games, looked really good. I think one of the first games when he outscored Kobe Bryant from the Los Angeles Lakers, and that's when Twitter went nuts with this Jeremy Lin. All kinds of Lin puns, starting with Lin Sanity. And as they, over the next 10 days when they were winning those 7 games, every time they would play, it would just be huge on Twitter, huge on Facebook, and really got the NBA back on the map. As people remember, especially people who follow sports, at the beginning of this season, the NBA was nowhere. They were on strike. Everybody was down on basketball in the NBA. And it seems like that he has brought things back a little bit. And then, obviously when you're on top, people want to bring you down. And there have been some stories with this Jeremy Lin where people have gotten in trouble pointing out that he is Asian American, obviously because I'm very sensitive to that, because I'm Asian American. And there have been a couple of people fired from ESPN because they made headlines like "chink in the armor." They would put on the ESPN website, and one of the guys got fired about that. And huge kind of drama in the sports world when it comes to that. And even there was a article today in Yahoo News. Ben & Jerry's made a ice cream named after this guy, but when they put first little cookies in it, they made it fortune cookies, and they thought that would be insulting and offensive, so they quickly changed it. So that is kind of where we're at right now. But it's been really interesting. There was an article yesterday that I saw that I'm calling up here from the Asian American Journalists Association. And they put some guidelines out on what would be appropriate or inappropriate talking about Asian Americans. Some of these are just silly, but these people are serious. They said, don't use chink, chink in the armor. Duh, that's what got one of the people fired. Don't talk about eye shape. Don't make links to food like fortune cookies, takeout boxes, imagery. I'm reading this from, I think, the New York Daily News. Don't talk about martial arts. Don't talk about oh, I can't read that.
I want to know. You can't read it.
Well, it says, this is a lazy pun. I'm going to read this right from the story. It says, "Me love you, Lin Time." It says, "Avoid." This is a lazy pun on the athlete's name and alludes to the broken English of a Hollywood character from the 1980s. I don't know if you know what they're referring to there, but that's what I read.
Long Duck Dong.
Yeah. So I mean, it's been interesting, how this guy has been kind of talked about. One of the other things that CNN wrote about earlier this week, and the title was "Jeremy Lin emerges as emblem of burgeoning Asian American Christianity." Which I thought was very interesting because there were comparisons made of this guy to Tim Tebow, because every time he would win a game, he would not take any credit. He would credit his teammates, and he would credit God for the blessings that he has given him as a basketball player. And so that's taken a little bit of some stories there too. So all around, I mean, I think this guy, I've seen him in interviews. He seems like a really good guy. Doesn't seem like he's stuck on himself like a lot of other professional athletes. And I think it's a good story. It's a good story. I think this is one of the few stories in sports that kind of transcend sports. The real, long shot, guy who just keeps working hard, didn't think he would make it in the pros, and now he's on top of the world. And it's a very inspiring story. So